Hi everyone, and welcome to the first on-demand Domin webinar. Thank you for joining. We're blown away by the attendance of our first live webinar that we hosted, so we've decided to make it available for you on demand. This is the first of hopefully many webinars that we're going to roll out in terms of talking a little bit more about Domin, giving a bit of introduction, and then as we go through this series we can get into some more technical knowledge about our valves and the applications that we serve across a whole variety of industries. So I'm Ellis, I'm the marketing manager here at Domin, and just want to give you a little bit of an overview in terms of what we're going to be covering today. So firstly, we'll have an introduction to Domin, who we are, our mission, and how our valve product line is looking today. And then we're going to take a deeper dive into our range of valves. We're going to talk a little bit more about the history and the development of our technology within our valves. And then we're going to go take a look at some of the common applications, diving into some customer case studies as well. And then finally, we'll share what's next for us, what's next for Domin, the product line and our development moving forward. So who have I got helping me today? We've got Jerome, who is our product owner for the valves business here at Domin. We've got Alessandro, our sales director, and then we've got our two sales managers, Sam Hilberg, who looks after our distribution network, and Cameron Jones, who looks after the OEMs. So yeah, like I say, thanks for joining, and without further ado, I'll pass you over to Alessandro, who's going to give you a little bit of a background on Domin.
Thanks, Ellis. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar. I will give you an introduction about Domin, our vision, and I will also provide a brief overview of our product ecosystem. Why next generation of hydraulic? Different studies estimate that the current hydraulic system are only the 23% efficient, and McKinsey reports that the fluid hydraulic account for almost the 15% of European energy consumption. So it is evident how crucial it is to adopt a new approach to industrial hydraulic technology, which has remained unchanged since the 1950s. So, 12 years ago, guided by this vision and leveraging the emerging 3D metal printing technology, the founders of Domin started designing and developing new products to address these needs and create a completely new technology in hydraulic actuation. With Domin's electrified hydraulic power generation system, we can achieve more without compromising, increase efficiencies, and set new standards in power density and dynamic performance. The outcome is a reduction in energy waste by 95%, with the potential to make a great impact on the world energy consumption and the carbon emissions. Together, we can save 1 billion tons of CO2. Now we can take a look at the Domin product ecosystem. Using our patent technology, we have developed 3 distinct products tailored to various markets, all of which are radically transforming motion control. Our Domin valves excel in performance, enabling impressive response time, flow rate, and compact dimensions. Currently, we are engaged in diverse applications ranging from metal forming to plastic injection, testing, and so on. Another groundbreaking product we offer is our power pack unit. The conventional approach is to combine existing building blocks like brushless motor, bell housing, and pumps. Domin has redesigned the system entirely. Our revolutionary radial piston pump integrates the motor and the servo valve, providing a new level of efficiency and innovation. One notable application of the power pack unit is in aerospace for brake-by-wire systems, but its versatile extends to centralized and decentralized hydraulic system across various industries, including industrial automation, mobile, motorsports, and aerospace application. Lastly, the Domin hydrostatic closed-loop actuator completes our product ecosystem by combining the power pack unit with hydraulic connection, cylinders, and accumulator in a single integrated solution. We are applying this technology in automotive industry as active suspension, and it can also be used as a linear motion actuator in all motion application systems. But today we will dive into the detail of the Domin servo proportional valves. In the last 4 years, our workforce and production has doubled every year to meet the high demand for the amazing Domin product. To sustain this growth and maintain our high standard of quality, we have opened a new factory located just 20 minutes from the center of Bristol. At the heart of the Domin Technology Center is the 3D metal printing. Already in 2019, when Domin started the large-scale production, we became the first company to produce a standard metal print product for industrial use. Now we are capable of producing 50,000 servo valves every year. Now I hand over to Cameron. He will show you our servo valve products in detail.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Alessandro. My name is Cameron and I'm one of the sales managers here at Domin. Alessandro talks about a few different types of products and systems that we're currently developing here. But for today, we're going to be focusing specifically on our line of high-performance servo proportional valves. So today, we're going to explain a little bit about why we chose the servo valve to be our first product. Within the marketplace today, companies and customers have a choice between two competing types of technology. The first, on the left-hand side, being a traditional two-stage servo valve design, also known as a mechanical feedback valve. These originated back in the 1950s, where there was a need to control actuators on things like aircrafts using very little electrical input. And these have been very popular for a long time because they're very small, compact, lightweight, and additionally offer great dynamic performance in terms of high step responses and high frequency bandwidths. However, due to the nature of the design, these valves cannot be used in all environments. For example, due to the pilot stage, where there are very, very small control orifices, they can be very sensitive to things like contamination and blockages. As a result, if operating these in harsh environments like metal processing or wood processing, where little bits of timber or metal can easily go inside the valve and block these ports, they can quite quickly become unusable. Additionally, due to the absence of onboard electronics, things like repeatability and accuracy aren't to the same level of what's achievable today using more modern direct drive style designs. Furthermore, because these components are quite complex, the manufacturing tolerances are very high and they're typically, as a result, quite expensive. Whereas on the other hand, we've got the more modern direct drive valve design shown on the right-hand side, or more commonly known, an electrical feedback valve. These have solved a lot of problems to do with contamination and hystereses. However, they do come with their own compromises. An electrical feedback valve today is much larger, much heavier, and much bulkier. And additionally, the step responses and frequency responses achievable aren't quite on the same standard that you would see in a two-stage style servo valve design. Therefore, quite commonly, you won't see these valves in high-performance applications like materials testing or simulation. Similarly, for the respective port sizes of the two valves, the flow rates that the direct drive valve is able to control and drive is lower than using a two-stage style design. So currently, customers and end users have a choice between two products and they have to accept the compromises that come with them. At Domin, we saw this as a great opportunity to harness advanced manufacturing technologies and new design systems and engineering methodologies to create a product that had the best of both technologies, but without the compromises. And this is where we are today. We're able to provide a servo valve solution that has the performance and characteristics required both for the high performance environments and the reliability needed for the harsher industrial environments. On the screen here is our S6 Pro, which is our NG06 or DO3 valve. So in terms of how this valve compares to an equivalent direct drive valve sitting on that pattern already available in the market, we've created a solution that is 70% lighter and is capable of step responses that are 67% faster, and at the same time operating at bandwidths with potential over 300% higher than what's available today. And now at the same time as having this greatly improved performance, you'll see that it's substantially smaller. This valve, the S6 Pro for example, literally sits in the palm of your hand and is able to achieve a rated flow at 70 bar pressure drop that's 50% higher than what's available today. So moving from 40 litres per minute as the standard maximum rated flow on a DO3 up to 60 litres per minute, which is a substantial increase. So the next question really is, you've seen what's possible, it's how do we achieve it and what are those key contributing technologies? So on the screen here, we've highlighted 5 key enabling technologies that have got us and the product to where we are today. The first being digital state-of-the-art electronics. So moving away from having large electronics housing on the side of the valve to a slim, very modular PCB approach that sits directly within the housing of the valve, as you can see on point 1 of the diagram. Secondly, we've moved to an approach that harnesses electrical closed-loop position control using magnetic Hall effect sensors. So most direct drives today use large, bulky, linear positions transducers with relatively average resolution and performance, whereas we're able to harness the benefits of magnetic Hall effect sensors that are both very, very tiny, weighing only a couple of grams. Just on this diagram, for example, I imagine most of you can barely see it. At the same time as being so small, the resolution that we can achieve and the control accuracy that we can achieve is far greater. The third key enabling technology is using high-performance brushless 3-phase DC motors as opposed to a solenoid drive, which is the standard today. These motors enable us to achieve a high amount of torque for the same given electrical input, which enables us to control the valve both at high pressures when the flow forces on the spool are great and maintain accurate control at high frequencies. The fourth point, which is linked to point 1, is our advanced control algorithms and firmware. These algorithms enable our products to keep up with the highest demands in terms of step input speeds and frequencies to minimize overshoots and maintain very accurate, repeatable and precise control. Fifth and finally, which is something Alessandro alluded to earlier, is our use of metal 3D printing within the valve. Within servo valves, we have a patent here at Domin which protects us from using additive manufacturing within a servo valve design. On this cross-section diagram here, you can see the origin component, which is the manifold. This is one of the components manufactured using metal 3D printing. And you can see just by looking at the geometry of the valve itself, we're able to use simulation tools like CFD to determine the optimum flow galleries to minimize pressure drops and optimize flow rates. And then thanks to the flexibility the manufacturing technology gives us, we can actually create a design and manufacture a design that is as close as possible to the optimal results using the technology that's currently available. Additionally, something you might be able to notice is the wall thicknesses are very thin within the manifold. So again, taking advantage of another simulation tool, FEA, finite element analysis, we can identify what's the minimum amount of material that we need given the operating conditions and pressures that the valve is going to have to withstand, and then only print the material that has functional properties, so withstanding stresses. And as a result, there is very, very little wasted material. So now we know we can create great products and we've explained how we do it. I think the next step really is to talk about what does this actually mean for our customers in terms of outcomes. So over the past 5 years, we've supplied these valves into a wide variety of industries and applications, and we've seen approximately 3 key major improvements in summary. The first, being something we've alluded to already, is obviously improved performance, so higher capabilities in terms of dynamic performance, flow rate, optimizing the size and the weight through our innovations, and advancing our product quality approach. And the second has been creating a product that removes failure-prone features and has very high contamination resistance, and as a result, improving the reliability of the product. For example, our products have no seals that are in contact with high pressure fluids, and we have no need for an additional filtration component. And additionally, we do not have a pilot stage. As a result, because we've removed these failure-prone components, our valves are lasting substantially longer in service and are proving to be very robust. So because our valves are lasting longer in service, our customers are having to spend a lot less time and money on things like routine maintenance, repair, and flushing. Additionally, because the valves are longer in service, the machines can be more productive, so you can create more with the machines, you can do things more frequently, and overall be more profitable as a company using our products. Additionally, something that we're going to cover a little bit later is energy consumption. So simply by just removing the pilot stage, we're able to drastically reduce the leakage and reduce the power consumption of the hydraulic systems. For example, when replacing a 2-stage valve with the S6 Pro, so an NG6 around 60 litres per minute in terms of flow, we convert this into energy savings just from reducing leakage. It equates up to around $400 of energy saved per year per valve. So we think about a factory where you've got tens, if not hundreds of these products, you quite quickly reap the return on investment. So that's just an introduction to our valves and how we've got the products to where we are today. But to talk you through the roadmap and the products that are currently available in more detail, I'll now pass you over to my colleague Sam Hilberg.
Good afternoon and good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Sam Hilberg. I look after our distribution network globally here at Domin, and I'm going to talk to you today about our current product offering and a bit more detail and how you would build a Domin part number. Domin valves are highly configurable, and when configuring a valve, there are a number of options that we need to clarify. So we have our standard and we have our non-standard options. We're always evaluating what our standard options are, but from left to right on this slide, you would choose the Domin valve appropriate to the application dependent on the flow. So for example, here we've got the S4 Pro. You will then need to choose the rated flow. Our valves offer flows ranging from 0.5 litres per minute up to 250 litres per minute, rated at 70 bar pressure drop. So we can tune these valves anywhere within the range down to a decimal point. So we could tune the S4 Pro to 2.2 litres per minute. We could tune the S10 Pro up to 233 litres per minute. Then we need to look at the spool lap conditions, and there's 3 standard options here. The most popular option is the axis cut lap condition, but we also offer various overlaps, so anywhere between 3 and 10%. Then with the valves having onboard electronics, they require an input and an output control signal, whether that be current or voltage. Some examples there would be plus minus 10 volts, plus minus 5 volts, or 4 to 20 milliamps. And in terms of connector, we offer the industry standard connectors that you will see from our competitors. So the 6-pin plus PE, the 4-pin hard-mounted connector, or we offer a fly and lead option. Enable mode is very simple. This is either a yes or a no. And fluid type is standard red oil, but we can look at other types of fluid on a custom basis. And then seal material would be either nitrile or Viton as standard. So that's how you build a Domin part number. And like I said, we do also offer customized solutions, and we're continually evaluating our standard options. And it's worth noting that we've designed these valves to be as easily interchangeable with competitor products. These valves sit on popular port patterns such as the NG6 and NG10. And if they don't sit on the port pattern, we can also look at adapter plates. We've got a number of adapter plates that are readily available, and on a case-by-case basis, we can look at custom plates. But if you've ever got a part number and you're unsure of whether a Domin valve could act as a replacement, then please do reach out to either myself or a member of the sales team, and we can very quickly tell you by looking at the competitor part number whether we can cross that over and offer an upgrade. So now we're going to take a closer look at each valve. Here we've got the S4 Pro. This is our miniature direct drive servo valve. This valve flows between 0.5 litres per minute and 18 litres per minute. And for our North American friends, that's maxing out at about 5 gallons per minute. It's a super quick valve. It offers a 3 millisecond step response time. And to give you a benchmark of competing products, their step responses range anywhere from around 10 up to 25 milliseconds. So 3 milliseconds is super quick. And in terms of application, any application where size and weight is important, the S4 Pro is a perfect fit. We've also had a lot of success in industries like animatronics, small robotics, simulation, and the marine industry. And here we have our S6 Pro. This valve sits on the popular NG6 footprint. This valve flows from 18 litres per minute up to 60 litres per minute. And in gallons per minute, that maxes out at around 16 gallons per minute. It has a 3.5 millisecond step response, which is still super responsive. And this valve is perfect for your typical industrial applications. So anything from wood and metal processing to die casting in plastics. And after the successful launch of the S6 Pro, we very quickly realized that there was a need to offer a Domin product that sat on that SO4 port pattern, which is very popular in the materials testing industry. So here we have the S6 Pro X. The S6 Pro X is very similar to the S6 Pro in terms of size, weight, and dynamic performance. This valve can actually be tuned down to 10 litres per minute, and you can get slightly higher flow out of it, up to 63 litres per minute. But the response time and the rest of the dynamic performance is very similar to the S6 Pro. And finally, we have our largest and the world's biggest direct drive valve, the S10 Pro. This is an NG10 size valve, and it is still direct drive, which is really impressive for this high flowing valve. We can offer this valve between 50 and 250 litres per minute. It has a 7 millisecond response time, and similar to the NG6 size valve, the S6 Pro is perfect for your typical industrial applications, but more for your heavier industrial applications in wood, metal, processing, plastics, and hydraulic presses. I will now pass you back to my colleague Cameron, who will go into some customer-specific applications and case studies. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Sam. Great to see an introduction to each of our products. Definitely one of the great things now about having this product range available and having lots of customers using these products out in the field is that we've got some really exciting stories to talk about. What you can see here is Domin valves and applications such as die casting, testing, wood processing, power generation, and more. And the great thing about having a product that can go both into industrial environments and high performance environments is that we've got some really exciting and even some niche applications as well to talk about. So some exciting ones that jump out from the left-hand side is we've got customers using these valves within motorsport, controlling things like suspension, clutch control and aerodynamics. And we've also got customers using these valves controlling animatronics in amusement parks. And we've even got them on racing yachts as well, which is something we're going to cover in a few slides' time. So the first case study that I think everybody would be very interested to hear about is one with our partner VisiTrack. VisiTrack is a die casting OEM based in North America. They create die casting shot control systems for a variety of different machine builders within the die casting world. They've been building these machines for quite a long time, and naturally, as the die casting industry has begun to boom, thanks to things like automotive casting becoming more popular, the demand for these machines has increased. However, with their existing servo valve supplier, the lead times were increasing as well as the pricing, and there was the need for VisiTrack to have a more sustainable solution that was in line with the growing trajectory of their business. So we approached VisiTrack and worked together with them to provide a drop-in solution that was available on a much shorter lead time, as well as at a much more competitive price. We've now had a successful partnership with VisiTrack for several years and have helped them to ramp up their production to meet the demands of the modern day industry. So we talked about reliability a little bit earlier on, but I think it's understated the importance of reliability in a variety of different hydraulic systems. This specific example we're talking about here is with one of our distribution partners called the Servo Group, who are based over in the United States. David at the Servo Group works with a lot of customers, primarily within the sawmill and wood processing industry. Within these systems, you can see just from the picture alone on this screen that they are quite harsh environments. There's a lot of wood chips that get stuck in the oil and very easily clog the valves. At the same time, there are also high shocks and high vibrations, which can quite easily damage a valve that is not very robust. The situation at the time when David approached us was that the current valves that were being used, as you can see in the back of the photo, were only lasting around 6 months on average. So the end user at the mill were having to take the valves off, send them for repair, maintenance and flushing, and in the meantime, quickly source a spare part to put the machine back into operation as quickly as possible. So of course, this isn't a very sustainable solution, as it was costing them a lot of money in repair and maintenance and damaging the profitability and productivity of their business. So through the Servo Group, we supplied our S6 Pro as a drop-in replacement to their existing solution. And our S6 Pro has now been working in this application for over 5 years with no issues, which is a great improvement from only 6 months. Earlier on in Sam's section, he did talk about our ability to customize our valves for specific customer requests and applications. So this case study we're talking about here, it's a really cool story for us. So in the last couple of years, we've entered a partnership with Ineos Team Britannia here in the UK. Ineos build racing yachts to race in the America's Cup campaign, and the latest race is starting just this year. So to get a competitive edge over the other manufacturers racing in the competition, INEOS were looking for a solution that would improve the power density of their servo valves, minimize weight, and maximize output to increase the speed of the boat and enhance their odds of winning the competition. So with INEOS, we together developed a custom S4 Pro solution specifically for them. We can't currently go into the details, but potentially once the races begin, we can share a few more specifics. But what I am able to share is that so far INEOS have been very happy with the performance of the valves, and we're really excited to see how they perform at the America's Cup starting in a few months' time. So now that you've seen some of these applications and how we can radically transform systems for our customers, if you do see any similarities to something you're maybe already doing and you want to talk about your valve solutions and how we could potentially meet your needs, then please do reach out and get in touch. And to talk about the future of Domin, our product roadmap and what's coming next, I'll pass you over to one of our excellent product owners, Jerome Carson.
Thank you, Cam. These are some great examples of working with our customers. I have no doubt that these case studies will continue to grow in the near future. It's really important to us at Domin that we share learning about how our valves and general hydraulic systems are being used so we can deliver the right solution to our customers. We really value the input you provide, which allows us to prioritize our roadmap in terms of features, performance, and ideas. As we mentioned earlier, we offer many custom solutions. So if you do have ideas, get in touch and contact our sales team. You could be our next case study. Here's some insight into what's to come on our ambitious roadmap. The Domin digital or IoT valves will allow us to move forwards in a connected world. And digital means a few things for us at Domin. Firstly, it gives our customers the ability to control the valves in real time using digital commands. It will enable our customers and distributors to configure the valves, either at the point of distribution or in situ, changing things like performance, flow characteristics, and even I/O signals. Finally, it will be the platform to enable factory connectivity with exciting features like live statuses and diagnostics, which will minimize downtime and fault finding. Another really exciting product is our explosion-proof valves. This will allow us to reach out to the oil and gas, power gen, and mining industries. It will make the valves intrinsically safe and include certifications such as ATEX. The first Domin two-stage valves will also hit the market later in the year, our S12 and our S14 Pro. These will cover the NG16 and NG25 size valves with flow rates up to 1,500 litres per minute. This will offer world-leading performance and power savings compared to our competitors. All in all, Domin has an incredibly exciting roadmap for our products, and we want you to be a part of it, so do get in touch.
Thanks, guys, for all that helpful insight. That wraps up for today. So if there are any questions that you have after this webinar, then please feel free to reach out to any member of the team here at Domin. So thank you for joining us. It's the first of many live and on-demand webinars that we'll be delivering going forward. And we really enjoy connecting and showing you all what we're up to. It's key for us as we continue to grow within this market. So yeah, that's all from us. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks, bye.